trends are finding a way to become authentic again, not to have all the sponsored ads. There's different ways to place ads in whether it's your social media or your email marketing campaigns that feels like a conversation.
Amy Walker here. Welcome to the CEO Spot. This is your place to be to get great insights into your business and how to grow your company and make this journey of entrepreneurship just a little bit more smooth. So today I am interviewing Leanna Glenn. Leanna, welcome to the CEO Spot.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. We're excited to dig into some marketing talk today. Leanna is the founder of Legacy Marketing, and it's an international marketing agency. She is a renowned growth strategist and a really in-demand speaker. And she helps forward-thinking small to medium-sized business owners identify and engage with their target audience. So her passion is to work with small business owners to help them get innovative marketing strategies at a reasonable price point with good ROI. And I love working with the small to mid-sized business owners. I just feel like when you know who you're impacting, right? Like, you know the stories, you know the clients, and every small business owner that makes an improvement represents a family who gets to live their dreams. So I love the small business space as well.
Absolutely, 100%. You said it perfectly.
Well, I stumbled over my words a little bit there. I was like, come on, Amy, get your mouth to keep up with your brain. But we got there in the end.
Yeah.
So Leanna, I'd love to hear a little bit more about you and your company and how you got started.
Absolutely. So I kind of fell into it, actually. I was working several years ago, about 10 years ago, I was working for a chiropractor, and insurance regulations changed literally overnight. I think a lot of people can understand how quickly a law passes, and then next thing you know, you're in a whole new ball game. And the company I was working for went from making a lot of money to no money, literally overnight, it seemed like. And I was doing a little bit of marketing. It wasn't my chief responsibility. And the doctor came to me and said, what can we do? Let's try some grassroots marketing efforts. And within 4 years, we had doubled our space. We had grown from a small chiropractic practice to a booming spa practice that had massage and chiropractic and a whole bunch of holistic services. And he said to me, as much as you've gotten us to grow, I think you need to go help others do it. He'd had a lot of people asking him how we were doing it. And it was just this organic growth strategy where I started conversations with people. I got to know people. It was relationship marketing and that type of thing. And it was great. And I got all excited. And I said, wait a second, like, am I getting fired? Like, oh, you know, I didn't, you know, I never thought about doing this on my own. And he said, absolutely not. You'll always have a soft place to land, but I want you to go out and try this. I think you have what it takes. And that was in 2010. Company started in 2011. Again, just did what I knew how to do, which was start relationships, have conversations. And social media was just when people still had fan pages, right? And my children were older at the time. So I thought, sure, I can do this. And I gave it a try. And within a few months, we were growing exponentially, and we've grown every year since then. And it's funny because if you'd asked me like 3 years ago what our key to success would be, it would be relationships. And I think that like organic relationships, but on the back end, because people would always say, like, how's your family? You know, I have a great supportive family and things like that. I always said, you know, my kids were older. There's no way I could have done this if my kids were younger, anything along those lines. And it's kind of funny how the universe will throw things at you once you say, you know,
right,
how something goes. Needless to say, I got remarried, and now instead of being a mom of 2, I'm a mom of 5. Nice. So I have little ones in the house again. We've got everywhere from in the house from 2 years old to 20 years old, right? So I'm reinventing the business again, still based on those relationships, but just trying to juggle it all
Mm-hmm.
And in learning how to juggle that, I think the secret to our success now is systems.
Mm-hmm.
Systems and automation, and really doing things in a way that's smarter, not harder, if you will. I think I spent a lot of my first years working really, really hard. So that's a little bit about.
I can totally relate. We've got 5 kids as well.
Oh my gosh.
And yeah, all boys. My youngest is just started kindergarten. So then my oldest is 16. So we're in the thick of it with busyness. And, I've had people tell me before that they want to keep that they want to keep the reason that they don't want to start having a real marketing strategy is because they like that, but it's just personal. I know my clients, I want to be able to just sit down and have a meeting with them and have a conversation with them. And if I create systems, then I'm going to lose the personal touch. But the reality is the system should support you in maintaining the personal touch with more people, right? Like that's the goal of the marketing systems is let's have meaningful relationships with more people than I can personally manage to talk to in a day, because I can't talk to that many people in a day. I don't like to have to leave my house and go do another meeting because that's drive time. Like I don't want to have to do drive time. I want to reach people online. I want visibility because I'm with you. Like I want things to be simple so I can keep these little people alive and happy and well. So
And I will be honest, I felt the same way before we had more kids in the house. I thought, I don't want to automate things. I can do it on my own. Yes, I have a team. We've always had a team. We've got international clients, so it takes quite a few people to keep everything running smoothly. But my message, I wanted to always come from me. And I wanted it, I thought if I automate anything, it's going to feel inauthentic. It's not going to feel like it's coming from me. And I really had to investigate and dig deep into what type of systems I wanted to make sure that I could keep that authentic flow. And you're right, all systemizing things does is give you a way to amplify your voice. It's still you, it's still personalized, it's still authentic. It's just allowing you to reach so many more people because there's
right.
just not enough hours in the day.
I'm with you, sister. I'm totally with you. So, all right, let's talk visibility strategies. What are you seeing as you're working with clients, what are you seeing that's working really well for getting more people to pay attention and get their ears to perk up?
It's a great question. And I think it kind of ties back into what we were just talking about, that level of authenticity. People have come to realize that no matter what your irresistible free offer is, they're going to have to give up their information. And 9 times out of 10, that means you're going to start spamming them. They don't have a relationship with you yet. They don't want to see you in their inbox 10 times in the first day with all this extra helpful, those types of things. So trends are finding a way to become authentic again, not to have all the sponsored ads. There's different ways to place ads in whether it's your social media or your email marketing campaigns that feels like a conversation with a small call to action, not something that's bold and in your face. Some of our larger clients, surprisingly, are getting away from the retargeting on your emails. You know how I looked up a pair of shoes like 6 months ago. It's still on, my
Still
browser.
shows up. They follow you around. Really?
Yeah,
So they're moving away from retargeting. That's interesting.
they are. And that's been really surprising. And it's not our smaller clients. I will tell you, it's definitely our larger clients that are doing it. They would rather have a variety of ads posted in a variety of places so that they're seeing the logo, but they're seeing it with 5 or 6 different ads in 5 or 6 different places, not the same ad every time you log in or every time you're on your phone or things along those lines. That's really big. That was really surprising for us to see because it is so powerful, the visibility aspect of it. So that's one thing. The other thing that a lot of clients are doing is, I don't know if you've seen the 3D photos on Facebook now. They're
I
doing the
haven't come
3D.
across those yet. I will tell you, I have been on a Facebook diet. So I have been on a no scroll rule for the last little bit because I just needed a little bit of like restoration that humans are really good. So I do my things I need to do on Facebook for business. I check my notifications, I respond to people, but I have not been scrolling. So that's probably why I haven't seen the 3D images.
Yeah, so it's great that there is a way to, again, it's interactive and it grabs your attention in a heartbeat because it's not 2D, it's 3D, and your eye catches it and you're looking, and it does get people's attention. It's something that's new, and as of right now, it's a free feature even for businesses. So it's a great tool. With Facebook, if you're using it, it's new. They want to get it out to as many people as possible. So you're able to get higher reach and higher engagement from it. So anytime a social media platform rolls something out, being one of the first ones to jump on the bandwagon can feel a bit overwhelming, but sometimes that's what gets you the visibility that you've been looking for or the reach that you've been looking for. So
What do you think, now that we're talking about new Facebook things, what do you think about Facebook Watch?
You know, I'm not, from the feedback that we've had from our team, people are not super thrilled about it. I don't know if it's something that's going to stick around very long. I know that they've done some beta testing on it. Our clients aren't really questioning it. It's not something that we're looking to do strategy-wise right now. I think that there's so many other things that are coming out, and you touched on something a minute ago. I think that's really kind of important to talk about. Right now, social media, and I talk about Facebook a lot, but I mean all the platforms, feels very heavy. People are not necessarily showing the best sides of themselves, right? There's a lot of political divide, not talking politics, no matter what side you're on, right? There's a lot of loud voices, and there's a lot of people that are starting to turn off from it, right? So I think right now it's important for all the different platforms to figure out how to keep that engagement high, how to kind of change the feeling, the morale, if you will, of social media, and make it social and not combative, right? So I think over the next few months, maybe even the next few years, you're going to see them rolling out a lot of different ideas, trying to see what's going to get that tide to turn a little bit. Mark Zuckerberg has mentioned a few times that that's something that they're very concerned about and interested in. And the idea of any social platform is to bring people together, right? Not divide them. So I think that that's something that you're going to see a lot of, is new things rolling out. And any business owner needs to look at the pros and the cons of each new thing getting rolled out and decide if it's what their audience would be looking at. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, one of the things that this is going to be one of my predictions, and it's not necessarily a marketing tech or, you know, what's available, but one of my predictions is that your best visibility in the coming year is going to be being in a space where you can actually engage and interact with your clients. So I think we're going to see, because of this whole, we're feeling divided, people are, they're trying to limit what they have, what accesses them. And so we are being more selective with what we're doing and what we're seeing online, which I think is going to open up more doors for us to start really creating engagement. So sponsoring events, or, you know, sponsoring meetups, or holding conferences, or more speaking opportunities, or you know, the TEDx. I think TEDx is still going strong. And so places where you can share your message in a way that YouTube, I think that's why YouTube and Instagram are working really well right now, because they're good storytelling platforms. So I think any place where we can create more of a personal connection and personal engagement with our potential clients, that's one of my things that I think is coming down the pipeline. Is we're a little tired of just seeing ads. We've seen so many, right? Like, we've seen all the ads from all the people. I think what we want is more engagement and more interaction right now as consumers, and honestly as business owners too, because it brings us better clients.
Exactly, 100%. And I think something that goes along with that, that's a great point, and I agree fully, in regards to seeing the ads. People are also looking at business pages, and if it doesn't feel authentic, people aren't going to connect with that. Even if your message is great, if you are always like, we had an amazing month, you're only just celebrating and you don't share any losses. It doesn't have to be a huge devastating loss. You don't have to, overshare, but hey, this is something that we're going to do differently. And here's why. We thought that this was going to work. It didn't work, or it didn't connect with our clients. So this is how we're pivoting, right? So you can talk about an issue that you're having, especially when you're dealing with other business owners, B2B, right? Because we're in the trenches together, right? We might be doing different things, but I know that no matter how amazing your business is, everybody, including the top 5 corporations in the country, have, bad months or bad days or customer service issues. And the second that you feel real by sharing, that's when that connection happens. And that's when brand loyalty kicks in. And, there's all these great marketing words that you can use, but at the end of the day, it comes back to connection, and being that authentic. So I think you're 100% right when you say that, ads, we're tired of ads. We just want to know the person behind the company, behind the brand. You're seeing a lot more CEOs and presidents and of companies and things along those lines stepping out instead of letting their PR team handle it. They're stepping out and they're having those connections, because I think that's what people crave right now. And the more you can provide that, the more you're going to benefit from it.
Yeah, I totally agree. I feel like that's going to be a great trend that happens next year. And there will be great, marketing tech and tools to support it and new releases on all the platforms. But I feel like we just are a little bit tired of the click and then purchase and then upsell and then now I'm going to email you. And it's like, we, myself included, we are purging our subscriptions to companies and newsletters who are just marketing that way. And what I think we're gravitating towards is community. And so, a lot of businesses are focused around how do I build a better, stronger community, and what are the platforms for that? So I'd love to hear, what is your take? What do you think are the best places for building community? What are the tools? What are the sites? Where should we be?
I think right now, Facebook still gives us the best community building tool in the Facebook groups. Your visibility is not limited. You have a lot of different options on how to engage with people. It just feels a little bit more community based than a lot of other platforms. However, I know Instagram is working on different things to roll out. Like they've got their own TV coming out, line and things along those lines that are video based, and the stories they do. Instagram stories does really well at connecting. I think if they did roll out something like a group feature, I think that might surpass Facebook's ability to do that in groups on that platform. But right now, Facebook, there's really nothing that compares, in my opinion, to the community that you can do meetups, but again, that kind of limits you to, certain
locations. Right. You have to live in my town, which
exactly.
Let's be clear, I live in a small town. Nobody lives in my town. So.
Exactly. I feel like I'm the only one here, right?
Yeah.
But there's platforms like Zoom, that this is a great way to, if you want to get people off of social media and maybe onto your own platform, you can create your own group. But for cost effectiveness and your return on your investment, I would still go with Facebook every time.
Yeah, I think Facebook groups are a good part. My challenge historically with Facebook groups has been, I am, my personality, I'm right on that line of introvert and extrovert, and I probably lean slightly more on the introvert side. And so having access to all people at all times is hard for me. So I have literally started Facebook groups, grown them up to 1,000 members, 1,200 members, and cut it off because I'm like, I can't manage all these conversations with all these people. So I am jumping back into groups this year, and we do have our CEO Spot group. And it's something that I needed to have a good strategy behind before I jumped into it. And even with all the engagement, commenting on YouTube posts and doing live videos so that people can be with you in that live space. I think we need to change our thinking around it from this conversation that's like, I speak, you respond, I speak, you respond, to we're really building a community, we're building a tribe, we're all in this together, and we've got a good strategy for how we're going to make that happen. Because I don't think that happens without a game plan. I don't think you just fall into a magical community and a magical tribe.
Right. And I think that understanding your personality trait, right? I'm the same way. Everyone thinks I'm an extrovert. Trust me, my family knows I'm an introvert. At the end of the day, I'm like, I just need 5 minutes, right?
Right. Just let me have a book and my pajamas, and yeah, I guess you can come in and sit by me, but just be quiet. Yeah.
Exactly. 100%. So, but on that same token, if you're not in the groups, if you're not interacting, you lose that momentum. And something that we have learned to do for our group, our community, and for our clients is that my team, I don't know, how big your team is, even if it's just an assistant, right, goes in there and schedules the post or likes or makes comments, things along those lines. And I go into the group probably once or twice a week in a live format. So anyone who wants to interact with me can, but that's it. I cannot do all of it all the time because it feels very overwhelming. And our team, if there's like a question or something that they're not sure how I would respond, they'll ask me, hey, this is what's going on in the group. And if I choose to, I can jump in and respond. But it has to be balanced. Otherwise, and we see that so many times, people burn out.
Yes.
And they've created an amazing thing, and then you just let it go. And then the people who are part of that community, they've lost that. Wait, where did you go? But I really liked interacting, or I really loved, these different components. And it's just like, yeah, but I can't do it all. So having
and I think that team is really critical. So there's two things that I do, because I feel like we do a good job with engagement. I mean, not perfect, there's always room for improvement, but I feel like we do a good job with engaging online. But for me, it's got to be planned and it's got to be structured out. So we have our content map where we go through and we say, here's the conversations that we're going to have. And we have the same conversation for a week, so we can kind of do a deep dive into the conversation. And then from there, I know when I need to plug in and I know when I can be unplugged. So if any of you are listening and you're having that same feeling of like, I know I need to go that direction, I know engagement's important, but at the same time, I also know that I don't want to be plugged in 24/7. I think there is a balance. I think there is a way to do it, but it's just going to look like strategy and a team and some help. Even if it's virtual team, right? Like virtual overseas team in the Philippines. You can get somebody that can help and support, so it's not all on your shoulders.
Yeah, and understanding that that's okay. You don't have to do it all yourself. And if something is not working for you, either it's not for you or there's a way to adapt and create something or structure around it that really works in a way that's, that benefits everyone. Because we see so many of our clients come to us and they're like, I've tried this. I know I'm supposed to be on it. I don't want to be on it. We've been doing it. It's horrible. Well, then how do you expect to have any positive results? If you hate doing it, or it just doesn't feel right to you, then there's not going to be any rewards there. So
for sure. All right. Well, we are just about out of time here. We've got I feel like some good tips that are going to help people come up with their social media plan for next year and their visibility plan. So what's the best way for our viewers to connect with you if they're interested in learning more?
Sure. So they can visit our website. Our website is thelmagency.com. And we offer social media strategy reviews. So we will look at your social media free of charge. We'll give you some tips about, maybe small tweaks that you can make to get increased visibility, engagement, those types of things. And then we can tell you what you're doing really well and what you're rocking it at, and make sure to keep doing those. We don't spam anybody. We don't put you on our mailing list. We don't do anything like that. I don't like it when it's done to me, so I don't do it to them. It's just simply a free review. It's done by a real person, not by a bot, right? And it's not, everyone doesn't get the same. It's very customized, very personalized. But I think it's really important for everyone to be able to see what they can do to really enhance what they're already doing.
Awesome. Well, I so appreciate you being on with us today. So here is my call to action for all of our viewers. Make sure that you subscribe and share this video out with your entrepreneurial community. Let's all start creating some positive engagement online in 2019. And I appreciate all of you being here and for your support of the channel. Leanna, thank you so much for coming on and for your time. It's been a great conversation, and I look forward to staying connected and getting to know you a little bit better.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.